Listen, the more accessible you are, the less respected you become. Likeness does not equate to respect. And women like Sade Adu, the iconic singer, and even Genevieve, the talented actress, who understand this, do this one thing. They practice selective access. Being the nice girl, oversharing, and always availing yourself is society's way of conditioning you to be less interesting and easily used. Statistics shows that women who are respected tend to achieve their goals faster, are fascinating to others, and are generally treated better. So if you're ready to become this type of woman, in today's video, I'll break down 4 principles that explains how practicing selective access would help you become respected, and we'll look at how Sade Adu, the iconic singer, uses it. Before we begin, hi, I'm Jay. Welcome to She Upgraded. In here, I break down the strategies successful women use that has helped them become the women they are today, and hopefully you can learn from it too. Principle 1. The scarcity effect. In economics, there's a concept called scarcity, which states that human wants are unlimited, but resources available to satisfy those wants are limited. So therefore, you must make a choice on what is important to you. This is what luxury business build on. They know people like to feel important, and one way to go about it is to possess something rare that is not available to most people. And you see, people tend to value things that are difficult to access. The book, The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Bill Cialdini explains this. People desire things more when they feel access is restricted. Scarcity signals importance. Think about Sade Adu. She does not constantly release music, does not chase publicity, and does not flood the media with her presence. Yet, when she makes an appearance, people pay attention. Because her presence is not ordinary, it's rare. Scarcity activates a psychological trigger in the brain. If this is difficult to access, then it must be very valuable or worth it. When you give unlimited access, you are unintentionally removing that psychological trigger. Selective access does not mean creating artificial distance. It simply means only avail yourself when it is necessary. So you can no longer be the person who is always a wedding crasher, or the one who is invited last minute, or the one who is in every photo of every event in town. Controlled presence signals confidence. Someone who does not chase attention appears internally secure. Principle 2. The curiosity gap. Mystery encourages projection. When someone does not reveal everything about themselves, others begin to imagine qualities that may not even be shown. This is because the human mind is very uncomfortable with incomplete information. So when you cannot be fully figured out, their brain continues to work the puzzle. People who reveal everything immediately are less interesting and very predictable. Sade Adu does not grant too many interviews, and when she does, she speaks sparingly. Her personal life is quiet. She never feels the need to constantly explain herself. Neither does she give her fan discreet information just so she can be relatable. There is another Nigerian actress who practices this as well, Genevieve Nnaji. This woman rarely grants interviews, and when she does, she speaks sparingly as well too. And she's been around since the late 90s. Till date, she's still been respected across the continent and even beyond. This restraint causes a subtle psychological effect in the human mind. People remain curious. This is not because they are trying to appear mysterious, but these women allow space for curiosity to exist. It's okay for people not to have your entire story. The reason for certain actions, the last time you ate a good meal, who gifted you what and why. Learning not to overshare is one of the most respectable qualities a woman can possess. It signals that you can be trusted with information and you do not suffer from peer pressure syndrome. When you do not reveal everything instantly, people become mentally invested in understanding you. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you haven't. Principle 3. Perceived value. I stated this in one of my videos and I repeat. People treat you according to how valuable they perceive you to be. So the signals you consciously and unconsciously send about yourself is important. When you give people unlimited time, unlimited emotional energy, and unlimited availability, you're communicating to others that you do not value yourself. And people only respect you if you appear to respect yourself. Sade maintains such an enduring aura of elegance because she doesn't give her time and energy unnecessarily. She does not chase the spotlight. She does not come across as someone who seeks validation. People naturally are drawn to people who seem internally grounded. Selective access is a form of psychological boundary. Your energy is being protected while your perceived value increases. Principle 4. Cognitive dissonance and the high bar filter. Let me explain. When access to someone is restricted, those who get in feel a heightened sense of loyalty and value. If a person has to work hard or wait a long time to access your energy, their brain tells them that you are valuable. And this reminds me of a character, Miranda Priestley from The Devil Wears Prada, is selective with her attention. And because of this, when she acknowledges someone, even briefly, it feels significant. Use absence to increase respect. The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene argues that when you are already established in a group, pulling back every now and then helps to create a vacuum that people are desperate to fill. When you begin to treat your energy, your time as such, you would notice the difference in how people treat you and how they respect your time and how they value your presence as well. Now, if you have watched up to this moment, I know I said 4 principles, but I have an additional one for you. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. Principle 5. You see, the most attractive trait selective access signals is independence. Dependence is not a weak trait, but it's important to be someone who can be independent of others when you need to be. Independence communicates emotional stability. It also communicates completeness. Independence is a very strong quality to have as a woman and a very strong survival skills to have generally as a human being. There are days that you would need to make decisions that are not based on other people's opinion. There are days that you would need to think for yourself and let go of what others have told you or advised you to do. You see, this means that on days that the world seems to be against you, you will go through it and come out of it without giving up. But if you're someone who is always relying on other people's advice and what you think that they want for you, it's going to be very difficult for you to go higher in life, because every decision you need to take, you will wait for their advice before you take such decisions, and people do not respect people like that. Selective access is not about being performative with your presence. It's you knowing that you're valuable and should be treated as such. Now, if you want to learn more about how to make people treat you well, watch this video. The link is in the description box. See you there.